Hello guys, welcome to another backtesting video. Today I will backtest the data of 5th March. I have also backtested the data, backtested the trade that I've taken on 4th of March. Now on the next day itself I got another buy, and 4th March I bought here, and on 5th March I got a buy again. Let me show you why. So my daily bias going on Tuesday is bullish. According to how this Monday candle closed, it doesn't make sense for me to automatically look for sells. To look for sells, you might argue that there is a change of character here, and it might be a rejection from here. Yes, it might be, but I personally need a rejection candlestick like this, a wick, to show me, to confirm me that it wants to go down, and I will wait for that. So before that happens, I will look for buys. So my daily bias is bullish on GBP USD, and which is also kind of bullish. So this is not a clear bearish candle, right? How this Monday candle closed on DXY, it is not a clear bearish candle. So now I go with the weekly. Then when the DXY and GU is not going with the weekly, sorry, not aligning, then we go with the weekly. The weekly bias of DXY is bearish and GU is bullish, as we can see here that I've written there, right? So on GU, I'm looking for buys on Tuesday. So that is when I go to the 4-hour time frame, and going to the 4-hour time frame, I start to look for market structure. The previous week high has already been swept on Monday, and yeah, which makes the trade not that stronger like if it would be when the previous week high is not swept, because we would have a clear target on Monday. This was a clear target, right? So but now what we will do is we'll target this high here instead of previous week high. So on the 4-hourly, there is nothing. The market is still trending between this zone, this low till this high, right? Until and unless there is a body close above this break of structure, we will not consider that. So that's one thing. And on the hourly time frame, then we will look for demand zones if I want to buy. So there was a beautiful demand zone. This was an A-class setup, bro. Just you will get an intuition feeling, or you can say anything. Look at this, bro, so clean. On the hourly, the market is following higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It made a new high, higher high, sorry. So it needs to make a higher low before continuing to go to the upside again to make a higher high. What is that? That is basic market structure price action, bro. If you don't understand that, then you don't know the basics of trading. So here we can clearly see the market made sense to come down to anywhere. Obviously it can come down to anywhere. It will, the Asian range will depend on that. And also I've written something. Okay, so that's not the one. Wednesday, the bias okay, and also this one okay. So yep, on hourly I was looking for buys from this sort of demand zone and this fair value gap, which I will show you in a minute after I have shown you the DXY bias. So on DXY, I'm looking for sells. So obviously on the 4-hourly, I go down to the 4-hourly, and I have shown you, right? The previous week high was taken on GU, whereas the previous week low is not taken yet on USD, DXY. So it also makes sense on DXY to go and take the previous week low because of SMT, and we know SMT works a lot. I have seen SMT a lot of times, and I believe in SMT. And we can see there is a supply zone here on the hourly. This is not an hourly supply. This is a M30 supply, as you can see there. And let's see if also the DXY is so much aligning with the GU, lower highs, lower lows, and it makes sense to make a lower high somewhere around here and then head towards the downside with the bias. So that was one thing. And also this fair value gap was bigger, something like that. And I'm looking for buys, right? So I will wait for the Asian range to close. As always, the Asian range closed, filled up half of the fair value gap. And now the most ideal case scenario will be sweep of this, fill up this fair value gap, mitigate this demand zone, and then make a move to the upside to target this previous day high. That will be my ideal case scenario, which on DXY, it will be the opposite. The Asian high liquidity sweep, M30 supply mitigation, and target the previous day low or the previous week low. Also, we can target the previous week low. So it was a beautiful trade on Tuesday. It was a A-class setup. We don't get these types of setups every time. So whenever you get this setup, please try to, capitalize on these setups, because these setups don't show up regularly. And when they show up, mate, it's literally, bro. And it, exactly as I said, this fair value got filled to the T. This demand zone got mitigated on the hourly. I watch the market on the hourly. I don't watch the market on the 15 minutes, because on the 15 minutes there is a lot of inducement. That is why I have started to watch markets on the hourly time frame. Okay, which helps me to reduce inducement. After I've seen what I want to see on the hourly, that is when I go to the M15, and clearly we can see here on 1:30 p.m. I got my entry signal, and that is when I entered, and the rest is history. The price came so close to my stop loss and then went up. Also, there is one thing I've learned. Whenever, don't get afraid when the price comes closer to your stop loss. If you are trading with the bias and you have given your stop loss enough room to breathe, then you don't need to be afraid or anything. And also, watch the 3:30 p.m. candle. Always watch the 3:30 p.m. candle, obviously when daylight savings is not open, and 2:30 p.m. when the daylight savings is open in USA. According to that, you will get to know, as per your Asian range, you will get to know that this is the 3:30 candle here. So there's a lot of liquidity most of the times, because the day starts here, right? The day starts here, might be the market just goes up from here. So the market can come back, take out all of these early buyers, and then go up again. So that's also called inducement. It was a beautiful trade with the bias, played out to the T, and yeah, finally the market has started to trend, and exactly we need that. January, February, and December was very, very tricky. Now finally March has shown something good. Monday went up, Tuesday went up. Let's see what Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday does. Stay tuned for the weekly breakdown video. I will break it down to the T for you guys. Okay.